Hello and welcome to the Work Love Balance series. I'm Austin.
And I'm Denise. And one of the questions we get asked all the time is how do we balance our work and our love? Let's talk about it.
So let's jump into it. We do get asked all the time, how do you balance working so hard and also being in a relationship? How does that make sense? So first, let me start here. I was taught it's rude to sit at the table with somebody and not introduce yourself. Yes. So let me give a bit of background about who I am. All right, I'm Austin. I'm from Atlanta. I went to college here. I went to Morehouse College and studied. I had a dual major, right? So studied finance and Spanish. I lived abroad. I studied abroad for a couple of months in Spain. And after college, I went into corporate America, jumped right into corporate America like so many people want to.
Right.
I worked for one of the top 3 firms in the world. And you would think that story, that trajectory would be really good, right? That's the good life. But honestly, I wanted a little bit more. Those 2 words, worked for somebody really meant to me that, hey, I want to see what it looks like to be my own boss. Right. So at the age of 23, I started a real estate company, started an investment real estate company actually, and started buying and selling properties. So since then, in the past few years, I've bought and sold houses for myself. I've helped other people do so as a licensed agent, and then also I've bought and sold apartment buildings. Now I'm buying my own apartment buildings, and it feels great to have made the jump from, hey, I really don't know what the heck I'm doing to look, I've got a plan and it's time to execute.
Absolutely.
Right? That's a full circle story, and I think it's important to share that because you can do that, right? It's not super far-fetched.
I'm so proud of him because he does not like to share his background, and I'm so proud of the man he's become. My name is Denise. So I am a real estate broker here in Atlanta. I own my own firm, which is Williams & Co. International Realty. Shout out to my agents. Yes, right. I am the boss.
That's right.
And just to give you a little bit of background as well, from a small town called Hinesville, Georgia, born and raised there.
Where's Hinesville?
Really? You've been there. Don't try it. It is a small town, but that's okay. Guess what? Small town girl with big dreams, right? So I have, let me just give you a little bit of background. From Hinesville, moved to Valdosta, attended Valdosta State University, pledged Delta Sigma Theta, my sorors. And after graduating from Valdosta State University with a degree in finance, I decided to move to Atlanta. Obviously didn't want to go back to a small town because I have big dreams, right? So I moved to Atlanta in search of a job in the finance industry. Really didn't find what I was looking for, so I decided to go back to school. Went back to school here in Atlanta. I attended Clayton State University, where I obtained 2 master's degrees, one in international business and the other in supply chain management. So while still doing that,
you have 2 MBAs.
Two, deuce. I said deuce. Dose. I was trying to speak Spanish. Anyway, we just gotta ignore that, okay? But yeah, so got 2 degrees, and then also, so you know that obviously working for someone is not what everyone wants to do. I think even more than back then, even more so, everyone is like, how do I become my own boss? How do I do my own thing? Right. You know, but that was my mindset very early on. So I decided to get into real estate. So I got into real estate back in 2012, got my real estate license, started at a large firm, and was actually blessed to have the opportunity to work for the firm as well as an agent. So I've done every step in the process up to becoming a real estate broker and have my own firm. I was a real estate agent. I worked part-time. I worked full-time. I've worked on a team. I worked as an associate broker, and then now open my own business. So, you know, it didn't happen overnight. Been in the industry for quite some time. Absolutely love it, but that's not all that we do. You know, so I also invest in real estate. I own a travel business. So we've just done a ton of different things. I own an e-commerce business. So we really have our hands in a lot of different things. So that's pretty much kind of what brought us to creating this concept here that we'll talk more about.
Absolutely. And so what the people probably want to know is, how did y'all meet? Right? Like, why are y'all sitting in front of us having a conversation? I know you, I know him, but how do y'all go together, right?
Right.
So let's tell that story since it's so interesting.
We can leave some parts out, but
so this is what happened. What happened is, professionally, right, as a real estate agent, you have to join a brokerage. You have to work under a broker. You can't just be all willy-nilly. It's not the Wild Wild West, right? You have to have some oversight. So you have to join a real estate brokerage, and in pursuit of doing so, right, I was ready to change brokerage from my previous broker. and was going to join the brokerage that Denise was actually working in. She was the associate broker. She was basically like the co-boss, if you could think of it that way. And so when I came in I came to interview the firm and to say, hey, what do you all have and what is it that I might like, and can we be a good fit together? I saw someone working in the front that I was like, all right, let me take a mental note, let me stay professional, right? Went in, handled my business, went out. You don't have to let them know. You just got to come in smooth and then
Oh my God.
right? So then that was that. We had, of course, each other's numbers professionally, and that's all it was.
Right.
A couple of months later, we met at Homecoming.
Homecoming, Morehouse Home.
Right, in the AUC. And so, of course, it's a little bit different atmosphere there. And Denise did what plenty of people do at Homecoming, actually.
What did I do?
They say, can I have some chicken?
Oh.
Right? And then after they enjoy the food that you've like literally worked hard for, they dip.
Grilled and
right?
everything.
They go leave, right? Go leave and have fun with somebody else. It was like, all right, okay, professional, and that's it. Like, I don't even, matter of fact, let me delete your number real quick. 'Cause I don't need this number, actually. Even though you might be cute, I'm not worried about it.
Oh my
Right?
goodness. That's so not true.
Then round 3 when we met, I think we like met 3 times in real life.
Right.
So
yeah.
round 3 when we met in the DMs.
Oh.
Professionally, again, right? So just like I mentioned, I majored in finance and Spanish. I teach, of course, the kids, right? Every week, ages 6 to 12, I teach them financial literacy because I do not want to see them broke.
Absolutely.
I want to see future business owners, and that doesn't happen by accident. Somebody has to coach them, right? Just like in athletic, when you have a coach, you got to coach these kids to let them know you can go here, and this is how you get there.
Right.
So I put up a video on social media of me doing so.
Yes.
And that video got the attention of a certain broker in Atlanta who seemed to be interested in professionally engaging.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What happened? Is that true?
Oh my God. That's true.
All right. So she wanted to bring her son actually to my class. And I'm like, cool, of course. Austin love the kids. So a couple of messages later, what I found out is that it was kind of like, you know how women do when they don't want to be obvious,
Oh my goodness.
right? So it was like they make sure that, okay, think of it like an alley-oop, right? They're gonna throw the ball up. If you can dunk, you're gonna dunk. But if you can't, it nothing happens. It just
Right.
falls back, right? So
That's true.
they put it out there. If you catch it, then it's all good. It's game time.
Exactly.
And it was game time.
Ladies, you know
what
how
I'm
we
saying?
do.
Like, cause I do my thing. So
Wow.
I'm nice.
So I wasn't super obvious, but I did slide in the DMs and I was just, I asked them the question like, hey, I love what you're doing with the kids. I have a son. Can I bring him to, your class? And needless to say, as he mentioned some messages later, my son hasn't been to the class yet, but we're not going to talk about that.
Accurate, as they say. No, that's accurate. No, he came once. He came once in the
What?
past long time.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. So now we've talked about, all right, who we are, how we met.
Right.
I think it's important to tell folks what it even means. Like, how do you set the playing field? How
Right.
do you establish the foundation to make something like this work?
Exactly.
What are you looking for?
Right. So as I mentioned, just having those conversations and meeting each other a few times. I don't think we were both looking for someone necessarily at the time. It wasn't like we were in search of like, oh my gosh, I need my next partner. I was out of a relationship for a while, was single, doing my thing, chilling, working, focused on myself. You know how we love to say, oh, I'm focused on me, I'm good. But then, right, I'm independent, IND. Exactly. So I was in my zone. I wasn't really, focused on that. But when I came across him and just meeting him, I'm really big on energy. Even in the short times that we met each other in person, it was just always love. It was always good vibes,
Right.
And things like that. And just having conversation with him once we went from the DMs to the phone, it was like, wow, this guy is really, he's really a good catch. I was really interested
Put my bear
in.
away. How you doing?
Wow, really?
How you doing?
So that made me a lot more interested and more open to like, okay, maybe this can actually be something. And then with him being in the same industry, it was a really easy transition to say, just have just different conversations like this is going on in real estate, and just being able to understand each other was a huge part of how we've been able to get to where we are.
Right. A lot in common. So
Yeah.
not just industry. We both, of course, study finance. We're both Greek. I'm an Alpha. She's a Delta. And there were just a lot of things that seemed to line up. But what I want to do is address really quickly, one of the things we heard so much is the fact that opposites attract.
Right.
Can I talk about
That's
that?
all.
real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that all the
Because
time. I don't agree with that.
I
though.
honestly don't agree, right? It could be the opposites. So I do agree that opposites attract, but I don't think opposites are sustainable when they're together.
Right.
Why did I say that? Right? When people are opposite, it means they're going to end up not liking each other because
Yeah.
of the things that are opposite about them.
Exactly.
What's a good example? If I don't like to talk and my partner talks too much, am I not going to want to go be by myself? 'Cause I ain't trying to hear all that.
So do I talk too much?
So what I was saying was, if you're opposites, right, there are going to be things that are within you that have no common ground. So what I think instead it would be better to say is that opposites do attract, but complements sustain.
Yes.
Right? People
Oh,
who
that's good.
complement each other. And what
Right.
do I mean by that? It's like having a basketball team. Somebody can dribble, somebody can shoot, right? Somebody can pass, somebody can dunk.
Right.
You have to have complements. You have to be able to work with each other and have things
Absolutely.
that you both like. We both like music.
Yeah.
Although I can't sing and she can, we like music,
Oh, I
right?
think I can sing. I appreciate it.
I was just saying that for video. So I like music, right? I can't sing. We both are. Well, I'm funny.
I am very funny, babe. I
I'm-
think I'm funnier than you, actually.
We're gonna put a poll out as this series
That's
continues.
next. We gonna
right?
comment below if you think I'm funnier than Austin. If you know us both,
Don't hate.
comment below.
Because a lot of her friends support, and you know how women are in the comments.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
right? Guys aren't gonna do that. So don't vote for her just because. Vote for her because it's true. I
I'm
need that
actually
honesty from
funnier
you.
than you, and I think that is a huge part of our relationship because
Absolutely.
the industry that we're in is extremely stressful. You have to be able to laugh, and I love that we can both understand
Right.
when one is working late. A lot of times when we're together, kind of to go off track a little bit. A lot of times when we're together, we don't even have time to really spend just being lazy and just enjoying each other's company. A lot of times our time spent together is we're both on laptops. We're both still talking about business. We have to literally cut it off, because we complement each other so well. We really share a lot with one another.
Let me tell you what happened. Memorial Day, which was just a couple weeks ago.
Right.
It's supposed to be the holiday that you pull up at somebody's house and go get some barbecue, right?
Right.
I'm showing up. I'm making a plate. I'm not bringing anything, but
Right.
I'm gonna leave happy.
Eat your chicken and leave like I did. Homecoming.
Exactly, right? Eat your chicken and leave. But that didn't happen. On Memorial Day, they woke up from working and it was like 6:30 in the morning. Worked from 6:30 in the morning to 11:30 at night.
Right.
No barbecue, no hot dog, no
Yeah.
chips, no, you know what I'm saying, Frankie Beverly, none of that.
Right.
It was a work day, a day that other people took off. But as partners who are in the same industry and understand each other,
Right.
it's like, so we have a goal and we have the option to either be comfortable or
Right.
to be successful. Those generally don't exist together. Right?
Exactly.
They don't coexist, so you have to pick one.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're willing to say together as compliments, understanding that we have the common goal,
Yeah.
that we want the success so bad we're willing to be uncomfortable in order to get it.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So I appreciate that so much about Austin. Like, I can just call him and be like, look, babe, I'm sorry I can't meet you today. X, Y, and Z is going on and vice versa. So that's been extremely helpful. I think understanding your partner's needs, understanding their vision, and being able to support that vision, even if it means sacrificing time for right now.
And if we can rewind a little bit, it wasn't like this at the beginning. She was single doing her thing. I wasn't looking for a partner, right? I wasn't just like, oh man, every day when I wake up, I'm gonna think about how I'm gonna get a girl. It just wasn't happening, right? That wasn't where I was.
Right.
I am a serial relationship if that's even
What
a
is
word.
that?
That means, anybody have a friend that's always in a relationship? That was me. And it's literally, I won't say it's a curse, but it's the burden of being a good guy in some cases. Because you're like, look, I'm just
It's the husband.
we just talking. we just talking. I'm just trying to have fun. And like, okay, so you trying to propose or what's up? Like, okay, cool. I'm just trying to just trying to eat Applebee's. That's it.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm trying to
goodness.
do.
Wow.
Right? So with that said, right, it doesn't necessarily have to start as, oh my gosh, we're so in love at first sight.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of folks are confused about.
Right.
Yes, it often starts with attraction, but then there has to be common interest, and then there has to be sustainability, right? Not only are you interested in some of the same things, but are you the type of person that's going to do what you say you're going to do?
Yes.
Because you can be interested in real estate all day, but if you're asking me for 3 years straight, how do I get a real estate license? then you're not a person who executes.
Right.
Right.
So that's a problem in its own.
Exactly.
And I think that things like you just mentioned is what created work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we created this just out of a conversation.
Right.
You know, we have some hard-hitting conversations about life. We have some uncomfortable conversations about our past.
Right.
You know, you have to put things on the table before you say I do. Don't get so wrapped up in like, oh my gosh, I want to be married. It's not that deep. Like, you need to make sure that both of you guys are coming into the relationship whole, number one,
Right.
and then you both are able to have those conversations about what your expectations are in your relationship.
Got it. Can I preach for a second?
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be sacrilegious, but what I do mean is that, like, I want to say a couple of things that I think are important for people to hear. The first thing is that this isn't just for couples, right? Single people need to watch this in order
Absolutely.
to know, hey, what target am I shooting for, right? You don't want to just go to the gun range and not know what you're shooting at. You want to know, hey, this is what it looks like to be in the area, in the space, in the emotional space, the energy space that I want to be in.
Yes.
This is what it looks like to start a business and do so and have fun and also be successful with a partner, right? I think that it's important for people to hear the statistics. Everybody knows, hey, marriage may not be as cool as it used to be, but here are the facts, right? Around 50% of marriages end in divorce. And most of those marriages end in divorce because of finances.
Yes.
So does it make sense to just not talk about your money with the person that you're involved with?
Right.
It doesn't make much sense, but
Not at all.
we're often taught, hey, let me keep that secret. That's my business, and I'm going to just keep it over here. When realistically, once you sign the marriage license, right, it's probably something that you're going to end up talking about. So the issue is this. A lot of people, the first contract they ever sign together is the marriage license. That's probably not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
Right? And here's why. If the first thing we ever sign that binds us both to action, right, that says I have to do what I say I'm going to do because I signed this, is the marriage license, that means you haven't had a trial period.
Right.
Even if you download an app off the App Store, they give you a free trial.
Give you a trial, yeah.
But you tell me I'm going to download your whole life to mine and not get a free trial as far as seeing how you act, seeing what bugs I like and don't like, what do you look like under pressure, and do you perform based on what you signed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I think that's an important part of the picture to add, especially for people who are single and you're looking to evaluate, hey, what does it look like for me to add a partner to my successful life or my life that's about to be successful?
Right.
Right? Because I think that's what a lot of people skip, and as a result, you literally see divorce ads all over the place. Did you do it wrong? Did you make it wrong? Did you make a mistake?
Exactly.
Let's hurry up and get divorced.
1-800-DIVORCE.
Oh my gosh.
Everywhere, billboards, all of that.
And it doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't. I think that it's super important that you have that open dialogue. And I know that a lot of people see, you know, YouTube videos or just videos in general about married couples that talk about their experiences, but we didn't find many boyfriends and girlfriends or couples, you know, having conversation or open dialogue about the things that they go through or the things that they talk about in regards to finance and retirement and long-term and debt. And, you know, those are the things that we need to know right now. We need to have those conversations beforehand so that way we can say, yes, it's a go, or no, we need to part ways. Like,
and can I keep it honest? It's not that nobody was talking about it. It's just some of the ones that we're talking about it, we're doing it so in a very stale and like corny way. So it's like, all right, it's almost like saying, okay, all the tools that you need to be successful are in this book. But the book is 500 pages and the words are really little and you're not going to want to read it. It's like, don't make it like that, right? If you want people to get your message, make it in a way that's going to entertain them, that's going to be engaging, and also can give them some actual tools to make their steps forward on their path to success.
Absolutely. And things that give back. And that's the beautiful part about work-life balance. It isn't just about, okay, listen to our videos, you know, and be like us. No, we don't want you to be like us. We don't want, you know, I'm not trying to be necessarily anybody's role model per se. Obviously, a lot of what I've done has inspired a lot of people. But at the end of the day, my thing is, my gift is giving. You know, I love to give. My agents will tell you, I will give. I train. I love to give myself to people. So, you know, the financial part of what we put into this was extremely important to us because we just want to help people out. We want to share our knowledge. We want to give back to the community. And that is one of the foundational parts of work-life balance. So love that y'all are on this journey with us.
Absolutely. So to wrap it up, we're going to wrap it like we always will, which is with our motto. Yes. Work is what you do.
Love is why you do it.
And it is possible to have balance if you build with the right partner. Right? So now it's time for the part of the show that everybody's going to love. It's time to show love from our love bank. And what does that mean? In order to win, what we're going to do is a little competition. In order to win, all you have to do is like this post, of course, tag
5 friends.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 3 people, 5 friends.
5 friends.
And then subscribe to our YouTube. If you do that,
Just that simple.
your PayPal is going to look different tomorrow than it does today. That's all I'm saying. All right? We're going to drop some money in your PayPal simply because you did the things that we asked. And it's only because we want to grow this community. And the way to get more people this message is to have you be a part of that.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
if you heard something that you like, one of your friends is going to like it too. I want to make sure that you're able to share it with them. And as a result, I don't just ask for it for free. We're going to bless you because of it, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm so thankful that you all joined us.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you watched the first series. And it's time to get rocking and rolling.
Yes.
We have a good
We have a lot to talk to you guys
show
about.
for these people to hear.
See you next week.
Absolutely. We out.